Good afternoon, everybody, and here at Immaculate Heart Academy is the setting for the 2025 Non-Public A North Sectional Final, as it's a matchup featuring the Pingry Big Blue, ranked number 11 in our NJ.com Top 20, 13-5 on the season, taking on number 7 Immaculate Heart Academy, the Blue Eagles, 16-4-1 on the season, the defending sectional champions here in the North. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by my cameraman and producer, Josh Noble, and we're so glad that you could be with us here for our continued broadcast coverage of the New Jersey high school sports season here in the fall, as we are in championship mode. Beautiful day, windy, 48 degrees here in the township of Washington in Bergen County. These two teams know each other quite well from a season ago. IHA defeated Pingry 2-1 in the 2024 Non-Public A North Sectional Semifinals, and now meeting here in this championship round. Pingry was the number 3 seed in this bracket. In the opening round, they received a bye, then defeated Paramus Catholic 8-0 in the quarterfinals, and upset number 2 seed Mount St. Dominic 6-1 in the semifinals to set up this opportunity at a sectional championship. IHA was the number 1 overall seed in this bracket. In the quarterfinals, they outlasted Morristown Baird 2-0. In the semifinals, shut out Oak Knoll 3-0, and now have their eyes set on another sectional championship in program history. Last year, IHA defeated Oak Knoll 3-0 in this championship round before eventually losing to Paul VI 1-0 in the 2024 Non-Public A State Championship round. IHA will be in the navy blue. Pingry, as the roadside, will be in their road white. As both teams trying to break their huddle and get set here for this beautiful autumn afternoon for championship soccer action. Campbell Clark Shabe is going to be the starting goalie for Pingry. The senior in the pink goalie outfits, and then in the yellow on the other side is Jaylene Rondon, the senior for IHA, who is a Hofstra commit. As the leaves continue to fall here again, beautiful weather as we're about to get started. A little bit windy, but with the sun shining brightly, makes for a great scenic atmosphere here between IHA and Pingry. Winner will advance to play on Sunday at Franklin High School. Times to be determined in the non-public championship round for non-public A. And we are underway with the opening kickoff as Pingry will try to send it long down the near side. Pingry led by head coach Tom Worthington. 13-5 on the season. They average 3.8 goals per game and have been very stingy defensively, allowing less than a goal per contest this season. As Pingry was trying to get it up the field. IHA led by head coach Eric Pfeiffer. 2.8 goals per game, only allowing 1.1 per contest defensively. As the wind will be a factor, we believe, throughout the course of this game because of the gusty nature of it, even in setting up hours before the start of this sectional final. Could be a factor, certainly on set pieces and corner kicks, the way that this wind has been just whipping things around the facility here. IHA will have the throw-in on the near side. Stolen away by Sydney Ellsworth. Tries to get it to the field. As Pingry will collect. Pingry 5-3 on the road this season. Again, pulled off the upset. A lot of people, including our beat writers, feeling like Mount St. Dominic was the team to beat, even as the 2 seed in this bracket, but Not only were they defeated, they were soundly defeated by Pingry 6-1 in the sectional semis on the road. Pingry trying to stop a trend of note in recent times against IHA. Pingry has lost their last 5 meetings against IHA in the postseason, with 2 of those losses coming by 1-goal margins, including last year's 2-1 defeat. Pingry earns themselves a corner kick, so the Big Blue will get their first opportunity here, and we'll see if with the wind kind of dying down a bit, if this is going to be to the benefit of the offense. Again, Pingry will set up on the near side corner as more fans start to file their way in, as IHA just was dismissed on their normal day of school. 2 p.m. start time here. This one, and there's an opportunity for Pingry in front. And knocked away. And it's going to be last touch off of the Big Blue, so it's going to be a goal kick upcoming for IHA. IHA, one of the tradition-rich programs in girls soccer history here in the Garden State, having won 10 state championships in program history. Pingry right behind them with 9. Pingry has not won a state title, though, since 2019. They've been knocked off a lot of the times by IHA before even getting to the state final round. Pingry again trying to move with it to the near side. Last touch deflected off of IHA and Hayden Edwards, number 29. Contact made behind the play, and that's going to be a foul whistled against Pingry, so possession will go over to IHA. Less than 4 minutes gone by here in the beginning of this first half. Free kick sent into the zone. Again, IHA in the navy blue is the top seed in this bracket with a home field advantage. Pingry intercepts, though. Adi Santo Massimo was the one who stepped up. Try to play that one forward. IHA tracks it down, deflects it last touch off of Pingry. Sophia Bertino, number 17, got the first touch of it for the Blue Eagles, as IHA will collect and try to play it in the midfield. Stolen away from Emily Mayella. Pingry trying to step up defensively and force the turnover in the midfield. Sydney Ellsworth, 7 goals on the season, is lurking as a forward on the near side, but no shooting opportunity there. As they'll send it down the other way. And it goes out of bounds on the far sideline. Pingry comes in having won 2 in a row, both of their playoff fixtures. Their last loss came against Morris Knowles on November 3rd, a 3-2 defeat. IHA also has come in on a 2-game win streak. Their last loss coming in the Bergen County final against Ramsey, 3-1. Winner of this game will take on the winners of the South non-public A bracket. Heavy favored, going to be Paul VI, the defending state champs in non-public A. And again, that deflection will be said to be last touch off of Pingry. As IHA will be throwing it in from deep inside their own defensive zone. Long it goes down the near sideline. Bertino was trying to get a little elevation underneath it. Knocked down by Pingry. Here's an opportunity for the Big Blue to the top of the box. Can they get a shot off in time here? Here's a shot, and that one just missiled a little high and wide, trying to go airborne with that one in the upper left-hand corner. As IHA tries to collect possession in the midfield. Racing out underneath it was Edwards, the senior, trying to get off to the near side, and the offside flag is up by the official on the far side. IHA was trying to time their run a little bit here. They were well off, as now it's going to be possession and a free kick going back over to Pingry. Pingry obviously is going to be trying to get it to their dangerous star up top. And Maya Newhead, a Columbia University commit, number 10, the senior, 38 goals, 4 assists, 80 points on the season. She's got over 200 points in her career. A little bit of a misplay there in the back line, but IHA was able to gather the possession. Could not win it, though, on the near sideline, as that'll roll its way out of bounds and will be possession for Pingry. The way hit is the one, again, to watch. They're going to be marking number 10 whenever she's around. That shot goes wide to the new side. As she just took the shot to the near side. So she's had 2 opportunities that have gone off target, but she will be a danger. She had 3 goals against Mount St. Dominic in the last round. In the first round against Paramus Catholic, 6 goals and an assist. So already 9 goals in 2 playoff games. Momentary stop here. I think they might be trying to enlist a couple of the sub-varsity players to be ball girls here for this game, so that if a ball is shot wide of the mark and goes out of play, that they could quickly have somebody to throw back in so that there aren't any delays. Rondon kicking it back into play. Closing in on 9 minutes gone by here to scoreless first half of play. IHA 11-1-1 here at home this season. That one is tipped out of bounds. Last touch off of the Blue Eagles. Pingry with possession in the throw-in. Rolls back over to Rondon, who had 6 saves against Oak Knoll in the last round. For a career, the Hofstra Pride commit with 105 saves for IHA. Brings that experience in net for Coach Pfeiffer's defense. Now IHA with their first real foray into the offensive third. Gets knocked away out of bounds on the far side by Pingry's defense. It'll be an offensive zone throw-in here for IHA just to the side of the flag. Good defense there by Pingry, trying to clear it out of their own end. IHA looking to track down possession, and they play it back to the midfield. Look at this pressure being administered by Ellsworth. As Rondon is called into service and has to boot that one long. Things starting to open up a little bit here. As Pingry will collect. Catherine Patton to the far side. Pingry's last sectional championship came in 2019 when they won the South non-public aid title with a 3-1 win over Red Bank Catholic. They then later won the 2019 title in a 6-0 win against DePaul Catholic. Pingry is now in A. DePaul Catholic is now in non-public North B. As the Spartans are going to be trying to win another sectional title themselves and try to propel themselves to a state championship opportunity. There's a shot! Now it's going to be Pingry with a chance here. Going to that far post side. Defense got in front of it. IJ trying to track down the possession. Bertino on the far side. Good aggressive defensive work again by Royster. Trying to set it long for Ellsworth. Sydney Ellsworth scoring her 8th goal this season. That cut that 2-goal deficit in half for Pingry. Now it's going to be a throw-in. Long it goes to the near side. Long ball. Abella trying to run out underneath it. Trying to be bodied off, and Santo Massimo will just clear it out of harm's way to the near side and give up the throw-in here for IHA in the offensive third. 8 minutes and counting left to go in the first half, I should say. IHA producing 2 first-half goals. Abella trying to flick it off of one of the defensive players, but Pingry did not have a defender there. Goes out of bounds and will go out for an ensuing goal kick. And Pingry trying to snap a 5-game losing skid against IHA in the postseason. Trying to punch their ticket to a state final for the first time since 2019. IHA trying to get back to play in the non-public A final after losing there a season ago. Looking for their 4th sectional championship as IHA since 2021. Deflected outlet. IJ tracks down underneath it. Plays it forward. Campana doing the job there defensively in the midfield. Madison Abella showing off the fancy footwork, and now a foul whistled against Pingry. Maella was drawing the contact that time. It looked like it was Callie Stern, number 19, who was the one guilty of being a little too over-aggressive defensively. Now a dangerous free kick opportunity. 2-1 lead for IHA, closing in on the final 6 minutes and counting here of a cold and windy first half. In the North non-public A sectional final. Bella playing it to the near side. And her pass is moved out of bounds with the aid of the wind. And now it's going to be a throw-in here for Pingry. Again, a 2-1 advantage for Immaculate Heart Academy. Playing it off to the near side. Goalie kind of caught in between. Abella tried to pop it upwards to herself. Pingry trying to play it out to space. Bertino getting a piece of it for IHA. Now Pingry trying to clear it out of harm's way. Alyssa Hamoud, number 18, played it to the far side to Catherine Patton. Getting it up to the goal scorer, Sydney Ellsworth. IHA trying to track down the possession in the midfield. Abella trying to time the run. Only came out. Defender still did the job, though. Lucy Waterstret, number 24, was the one who handled the possession. As Clark Shabe was trying to make sure that nothing was going to be lurking behind her. Here she is now, booting this one to the near side. Sophia Bertino. Abella from distance. Try to measure that one up to the near post side. Just went wide and out of bounds. Good build up the last couple of minutes here by IHA. Still maintaining a 2-1 advantage with under 4 minutes left to go before halftime. Campana. Pingry trying to pressure in the midfield. They turn over IHA. Here's an opportunity. Head was trying to get it over to the far side, but could not link up correctly on that pass attempt. Goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Undone, who had a nice diving save earlier in this first half. Big collision there in the midfield, but no call. We play on. Possession now off to the near side for Pingry. Santo Massimo trying to sliver that one in between a couple of cutting defenders. Pingry operating in the top of the box. Blanket defense right now for the Blue Eagles. Good look on the far side, but it would not have mattered as offside flag was up by the official on the near sideline. As Pingry was trying to run off ball after Numehead was trying to link up with a teammate after she was being covered by 3 different IHA defenders in the back line. Pingry trying to force a little pressure on the back line of IHA, and they do so, and forcing the turnover. Pingry looking for an equalizer just before halftime. Just outside the top edge of the box, IHA gets to it, clears it out to space on the far side. Patton will try to bring it right back into the offensive third. IHA trying to step up. Coach Pfeiffer looking for a call that eventually does arrive. Under 90 seconds left to go in the first half. Free kick coming up here for IHA, right in front of their far sideline. IHA, the home side in their navy blue, Pingry in their road white. As we are under a minute left to go here in the first half. Sent into the offensive third. IHA trying to force a turnover deep in its offensive end. Pingry settling it down nicely defensively. Oyster has been solid in that back line here for the Big Blue. Neal's long pass. No one lurking on the other end. 20 seconds left to go in the half. Rolls its way out of bounds. Now with the final 10 seconds of a entertaining first 40 minutes that saw 3 combined goals between these two teams that know each other quite well. And Immaculate Heart Academy will take a 2-1 advantage into halftime here in this 2025 non-public A North Sectional Final over Pingry. Stick around as we'll be back for the start of the second half of play as you're watching this fall championship coverage here on NJ.com, your exclusive broadcast home for the 2025 NJSIAA Fall Championships. Welcome back, everybody, to Immaculate Heart Academy here in the township of Washington in Bergen County, New Jersey, as we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half of this non-public A North Sectional Final. IHA on top of Pingry by a score of 2-1. Dan Long, Josh Noble, thanks to everybody for tuning in here. And if you missed it, here's a recap of the first half of play. And some of the big plays. IHA got on the board there with the first goal of the game, courtesy of Madison Abella, who had that one sneak in just inside that far post side. That gave IHA a 1-0 lead. And then only a couple of minutes later, misplayed there in the front of the defensive area, and IHA got ahead on it and headed that one home with Riley Marino finding the back of the net in the blink of an eye. Within 4 minutes, IHA scored 2 goals, took a 2-0 lead, and then Pingry got on the board after a misplay in the back line there defensively by IHA, and capping it off with Sydney Ellsworth. Ellsworth scoring the goal that cut the deficit in half. Pingry had the great momentum then carried in after that goal. They got close to leveling the score, if not for the play of the goalie Rondon of IHA, who made a diving effort on the near post side to keep this a 2-1 advantage. Not that much after that, but 3 combined goals in the first half, and here we go. Start of the second half of play. IHA in the home navy blue, Pingry in the road white. And the second half underway on a windy and cooler day here in Bergen County. Glad that he could join us here on NJ.com. Winner will punch their ticket to play for one more game in 2025. Non-public A final on Sunday at Franklin High School. Time to be determined. All 4 non-public finals and 2 girls and 2 boys finals will be played on Sunday and will be broadcast here on NJ.com. IHA has won 5 postseason meetings in a row against Pingry, including last year, winning in this round, or inning, I should say, in this bracket in the sectional semifinals here at home, 2-1. This is the sectional championship final. IHA looking for their 4th sectional title since 2021. Pingry looking for their first sectional championship since 2019. Abella with a nice move. Getting it back up top. Campana. No one lurking on the near side as Pingry will settle this one down with Patton. Patton with a long ball. Knocked down by Mia McNeil in the back line initially defensively for IHA. That shot high and wide and out of bounds, but at least Pingry trying to start to possess and offer at the net. Maya Newhead, the Columbia University commit, normally wears number 10, but for today's matchup, wearing number 5 in a road uniform for Pingry. 94 career goals, 31 assists for 219 career points. The star of this Pingry side. IHA's been throwing a lot of defensive attention her way. They tried to find her cutting off ball. IHA knocks it out to midfield, headed backwards into the offensive end by Pingry. Patton tries to win the race, and it's off to the near side, just kept in bounds. Ellsworth trying to chase in after it. And Ellsworth pushes McNeil down, and is that going to elicit a card potentially? There's a stoppage as the time will stop, and the referee will have some words with Sydney Ellsworth. That was clearly over-aggressive on her part, as McNeil was content with just slowing her down and slowing that advance, and Ellsworth went right through her back. I think the next time would result in a card being shown to Ellsworth, and I think that's good refereeing to make sure to just talk things over without going quickly to the cards. So the sophomore Mia McNeil will trigger the restart here. Just underway the start of the second half. IHA knocks it out of bounds with the defensive pressure being administered by Pingry. by Rabimbus. The sophomore, number 13, forced that turnover. Bertino trying to get it up top, and a foul is going to be whistled that time against Pingry, as Ella Royster went through the back of number 13, Madison Abella. Things starting to get physical here in the opening moments of the second half between these two teams. McNeil once again will take care of the free kick for IHA. Chested down to the near side for Pingry as Ellsworth trying to clear it. Here's a dangerous opportunity for IHA at the open net, just couldn't get enough of it. Abella was looking for her second tally of the afternoon. As it goes out of bounds, and we'll have a resulting goal kick here for Campbell Clark Shabe. Backheeled there by Pingry. Good execution there in the midfield by Rabimbus. Pingry along to the near side. IHA trying to skitter it forward, but it's knocked out of bounds off the Blue Eagles. Throw in here for Pingry. New ahead. Dazzling moves, gets it inside the box, tries to get it onto her right foot, back to the left. Double teamed approach there by IHA. And the Blue Eagles do a good job of not surrendering a corner, but still trying to flank number 5 in white whenever she has the ball so that there is no clean shot opportunity. Again, trying to find her way. New ahead. Could not get it. You can see the fancy footwork again. Columbia University is getting an outstanding player. And Pingry's finest set the Pingry scoring record. 38 goals on the season, 80 points, 219 career points. Pingry back into the offensive box. Trying to find their star striker up front. She's trying to bulldoze her way forward. Good steady defensive work inside the zone by IHA. They clear it out of bounds to the far side, but Pingry starting to bring more and more pressure in the opening 5 minutes here of the second half, trying to find that equalizer and rally from 2 goals down to tie this game. Off to the near side, headed forward by IHA as they slowly try to roll it out to midfield, but Patton anticipated. Here's Ellsworth on the near side, nutmegs the defender. Trying to get it right through the wickets of Ashley Lang-Schultz. IHA on its heels a little bit here defensively as Pingry has started to pick up the pace on offense. Long it goes to the near side. Deflected away. IHA again trying to step up, and they dispossess. Trying to get back into the grasp of Piscitelli, number 11. Pingry having the better of the start of this second half. Big Blue trying to have that centering ball, and Rondon will call for it herself with the defender right out in front of her to make sure that there was nothing leaking in front of her own net. Jaylene Rondon on a great diving save that we showed you heading into the start of the second half. IHA winning the ball at the midfield with Maella. Back heel by Abella. Pingry steps up defensively. Sent over to the far side, deflected last touch off of IHA. Will be a throw-in now near midfield for Pingry. 2-1 lead for Immaculate Heart Academy. Patton. Getting him a touch it to Stern. Royster. Ellsworth. Patton's service is headed forward by IHA. IHA trying to turn around and force the turnover themselves. Spisatelli was hounding Patton that time. Bit of a mishit in that back line. So IHA tries to track down the possession. So both teams starting to trade possession back and forth. Riley Marino, number 12. Right now, her goal would be the game-winning goal. Her header finish gave IHA an early 2-0 lead. Pingry has had their opportunities here. They're looking to generate another one inside the box. There was contact made, and it looked like it was going to be potentially out of bounds going off of IHA, but the foul was whistled right before that against Pingry. So a missed opportunity. It looked like it was about to be a corner kick surrendered to Pingry, but a foul was whistled instead against the Big Blue. And now a goal kick here for IHA as we're coming up on 10 minutes gone by in the start of this second half. With the sun shining brightly just behind Rondon on this side of the field. Here in the campus of Immaculate Heart Academy in the township of Washington here in Bergen County. And we will have continued coverage of this soccer season on Sunday for the non-public state finals, all four at Franklin High School. And then the following weekend for public school boys and public school girls finals. Clipped from behind, a foul whistled against IHA. It's going to be a free kick upcoming here for Pingry. Rabimbus drew the contact there. She had 2 goals against Mount St. Dominic in the sectional semis. Referee marking off the official distance here of where the 2-player wall is going to be standing for IHA. Patton services that one into the box. Rondon will come out, and the Hofstra commit, making sure, again, there is no weird deflection in front of her net. Bertino trying to get ahead on it. Goals all the way to the far side. Pingry, nice job defensively. Waterstret with Abella hounding her. Just casually played it forward. Now attacking in the midfield. IJ left it behind, and Ellsworth nearly slid it into the near post side. Just missed it as it went out of bounds. And now it's going to be a corner kick for Pingry. Sydney Ellsworth already scored her 8th goal of the season back in the first half to bring her team back to within 1. Nearly had a brace in her 2nd goal of this sectional final. She'll take the corner on the near side. Whip it to the far post side. Pingry got ahead on it, but it caroms out of bounds to the far side and will go out for the goal kick. Just over 28 minutes left to go here in the second half. Let's take a look again at our NJ.com replay of that buildup. As Ellsworth had a great opportunity, just timed it to get behind, and you could see there, had the one-timer attempt. Measured it up and did not miss by much to the near post side. She probably had a little more time than she even knew she had, and potentially could have even aimed to go far post. IHA will gather the possession and now go for a long ball offering of their own as Madison Abella tries to track it down. Abella stepping over the ball, trying to go to the near side. Could not link up with their teammate, and it went wide of the mark anyway, wasn't on target. But they were trying to have a little bit more of a give and go. After running to that near post side was Merrill Lawson. Things starting to open up offensively for both teams here. This has not been one of those games where, okay, it's a sectional final and it's been very defensive oriented. Been quite the difference. It's been a lot of open play in the offensive field for both teams and a lot of opportunities. 2 goals might not be enough to win a sectional title here this afternoon. As Pingry will have possession here to the near side. Hamoud was trying to serve it off to the far side. Here's IHA with a counter. Abella has been timing her runs. And now we'll go 1v1 on the far side of the box. Abella trying to chase off the top of the ball. And look at that ricochet. How did that almost go in? Looked like it caromed off of the crossbar at a bad angle. And it came out in front. Pingry fortunate that no Blue Eagle player for IHA was lurking out in front for a tap-in finish. Abella showing off all the tricks. Undone was fortunate there. She was trying to clear it out, had to deflect off of a Pingry player, and it came right back into her waiting hands. So Abella was inches away from potentially staking IHA back to a 2-goal margin. Pingry settles it down in the midfield. Looking for a good ball to the near side. There's danger here. Ellsworth trying to get around that last defender. And with all the momentum of the wind also aiding, Ellsworth tried to center that ball, just couldn't get to it in time and knocked it out of bounds. But IHA's got to be very careful here. A couple plays now, Ellsworth has been lurking behind the back line and has gotten herself in great goal-scoring opportunities. And the winner will take on the winner of the South bracket in non-public A for the non-public A state championship on Sunday at Franklin High School. Rondon and IHA hoping to get back to the state final and finish off their job after losing 1-0 to Paul Six last season. Pingry trying to get back to the state finals for the first time since 2019 and win a state championship. That was the last time they won it as well when they dispatched DePaul Catholic that year. "15 minutes gone by here in the second half. Still no further goals. Still a 2-1 margin in favor of IHA. Both teams have had glorious opportunities to get on the board here in the second stanza. Defensive zone throw-in upcoming now here for IHA in that far corner. Pingry trying to blast that crosser. Chasing after it is Lawson, trying to administer a little pressure in the back line for Pingry. And get it back to Clark Shabe. Patton. Ellsworth plays it back to Patton. Stern. Goes to the far side. Santo Massimo trying to find the service inside. Again, they're trying to find number 5. New way ahead. Good ball on the far side for Pingry. Weaving their way through the heart of the IJ defense. Ball's loose in the box. Caromed forward. Pingry still trying to win back possession. It's Marino, though, that gets to it. And Marino, once again, will just try to service the long ball down the other side. The wind takes that one out of bounds. We'll go back over to Pingry. So anytime that IHA has gained possession, they've simply just been trying to outlet it long to Abella and having her run underneath it. It's not been a bad strategy, seeing that Abella nearly scored a couple of minutes ago. Coach Pfeiffer obviously is dedicating a lot of his structure to the defensive side. Abella just got tripped up there after she was trying to race to that possession. Lawson to Marino. Good 1-2 there for IHA. Royster, good time challenge. Wins with the tackle. Here's Ellsworth, splits the defense. Trail defense there by IHA. It's still loose in front in the box. IHA races back just in the nick of time. McNeil was the hero after Rondon was well out of her net, and the ball was precariously left in front. Lawson skying high to get a piece of that with her stomach. Got a deflection on it. Lang Schultz will send it forward. Pingry tracking it down. Pingry getting closer and closer to maybe deadlocking this game at 2-2. They've put the pressure on IHA here for long stretches of time in the second half as we're closing in on the midway point of half number 2. Sophie David Canyon, number 21. That far side, Pingry could not get to it in time. It goes out of bounds. Will be a throw in there for IHA in the far sideline. Pingry ranked 11th in the state, 13-5 record on the season. IHA ranked 7th, 16-4-1. Championship trophy on the line here in this one in the sectional final of non-public A North. Pingry along the far side. Do a nice job of tipping it last touch off of IHA. Will be a throw in for Big Blue. IHA muscles their way for possession. Outlet is to Lawson. Again, tries to go with the long ball and just trying to free Abella on a sprint. IHA dedicating so many back into the defensive end. Rondon with no traffic in front of her. Easily makes the catch. And will set things up for her team to advance down the field. Jameline Rondon had a season-high 12 saves and a loss earlier this season against good counsel of Olney, Maryland. 105 career saves. Again, she is bound for Hofstra. Had 6 saves and a clean sheet in the sectional semis against Oak Knoll. IHA defeated Oak Knoll 3-0 in the sectional final a season ago. Before getting to the final, they dispatched Pingry 2-1. They have that identical 2-1 margin here in the sectional final after beating Oak Knoll in the semis. So just kind of a little bit of a flip of the script from a season ago. Pingry looking again for that opportunity. New way ahead. Getting it back up top to Stern. Knocked out of bounds, last touch off of IHA. With under 20 minutes left to go in this game. Time starting to become a factor here for Pingry. As we're closing in on 18 minutes left to go. And IHA just getting into their defensive shell. Long it goes to Patton. Patton with Lawson flying airborne in front of her. Knocked out of bounds. Shot from outside, and Rondon makes the save. Just on the goal line as well. Making sure that that ball did not fully cross past the goal line when she held on to that one, as much as that had some zip on it. Another big save as well for Rondon, who's made a couple of big ones. IHA winning the possession back, but then having it slowly make its way out of bounds to the far side. Pingry's had the better of the offensive opportunities here in the second half. Outside of that one shot by Abella that ricocheted off of the crossbar. from a bad angle. It's been Pingry who's generated more consistent offensive opportunities that have kept IHA holding their collective breath. IHA trying to have the counterattack breakout. Here they try to find Lawson, who's trying to cut in between two of the backline defenders. Pingry was ready and waiting. Sadie Salmon has come on to the pitch here, number 50. Fresh set of legs for Big Blue on the near side. We'll see if that becomes a factor here. Coach Worthington going to his bench. Here's the aforementioned Salmon. Royster sends it forward. New ahead. Double team, triple teamed even. Trying to look for an outlet, but nothing was developing despite all of that blanket coverage defensively for IHA, but Blue Eagles can't break out of their own end. Pingry starting to win consistently those 50-50 balls to the midfield. Yet only two players really up top for IHA. Here in the midfield, long ball. IHA trying to break out the other way. Pisatelli trying to win the foot race. Got to the ball first. It caroms all the way to the flag, and IHA unable to keep it in as all the momentum took it out. It'll go out for a goal kick with under 15 minutes left to go here in regulation. Dan Long, Josh Noble, thanks for joining us on NJ.com for this coverage of the non-public A North Sectional Final. Immaculate Heart Academy trying to win another sectional title. They lead Pingry 2-1. IHA scored both of their goals in the span of just around 3.5 minutes back in the first half. They led by as many as 2. Pingry then answered with a goal and have had a couple of glorious opportunities to try to draw even. It's been a well-played game, as you'd imagine, between two teams that are ranked in our NJ.com top 20. Patton. Curling ball inside the box, knocked down. No shot opportunity just yet for Pingry. IHA trying to muscle off the ball defensively, and Rondon will get to it, not handle it cleanly, and eventually kicking all the way. Pingry was trying to get to it. There's Ellsworth again, and now it looks like Ellsworth has earned herself the yellow. She was warned the first time when she went through the back of McNeil earlier in this half on the near side. And then when Rondon was making a save and had the ball in her arms, Ellsworth was kicking away at it to see if maybe a rebound would ensue and she could get to the loose ball and pounce on it. So a yellow card was now shown to Sydney Ellsworth. We'll have to check off for a little bit. Again, another case of anxious moments there of defensive work for Immaculate Heart Academy. Rondon was holding strong onto the ball. Ellsworth gets the yellow. First yellow of the game shown to any player. With a blinding sun right behind Rondon, not phasing the goalie, but phasing anyone in our general vicinity. Looking into that sun. Pingry will take it back over on offense. You kind of get the feeling here for the last couple of minutes that IHA is just trying to hold on. That's a lot of time still left. Just over 13, under 13 and a half minutes left to go in regulation. Pingry is moving closer and closer to finding those scoring opportunities. IHA content with just, again, throwing long balls down the other way and trying to find maybe that one last moment of brilliance to give them some insurance and some breathing room. Stolen away on the near side. Ashley Lang-Schultz, good anticipation. Gets it down to the near side. Offside flag was up, though. Piscitelli was in an offside position when it was being played to her. 12:45 and counting left here in the second half. 2-1 lead remains here for IHA. No run was being made there. Salmon was a little late to try to make the break towards the net. Rondon will take it in. IHA has claimed this sectional championship recently in 2021, 22, 24. Trying to make it a fourth sectional title in the last 5 years. Knocked out of bounds, last touch off of IHA, so it's going to be Pingry with possession. And Pingry last won a sectional title in South Non-Public A when they defeated Red Bank Catholic in the 2019 sectional final. They then later won the Non-Public A championship that year in 2019. Curling ball lifted and went wide. Each of these teams won their first ever state titles in 1998, and since that point, they've combined for 19 girls' championships in the Garden State. That shot went wide of the mark. Pingry faithful asking for contact and a foul. They're not going to get it, and goes out for a goal kick. Pingry pulled the upset in the sectional semifinals against Mount St. Dominic, a team that our NJ.com writers even thought were the favorites heading into this bracket, despite being the number 2 seed. Pingry dispatched them 6-1 in the semis. IHA, the top seed, the runners-up in this year's Bergen County final. Marching along here in the playoffs. 2 shutout performances in the earlier rounds. And now trying to hold on here as we're closing into the final 10 minutes of regulation. Pingry with the possession on the far side wing. Bertino stretching out the defense for IHA, looking to try to find her cohort in Madison Abella. Abella is dangerous. She is that person that she's looking for that breakaway finish for her team here in the final. Lang-Schultz off to the near side. IHA wins the foot race. Got it deflected down to the near side. Maiello was trying to get it over to the far side. Here's Abella. Offside flag is up, though. Possession back over to Pingry now with 9:40 and counting left to go in the second half. We saw 3 combined goals between the two teams in the first half. No goals so far between the two teams in the second half. Clark Shabe will send it to the midfield. It was over to that far side, stepping up to knock it away. Was Ella Burkholder, number 25, the Syracuse commit for IHA. And the center back, Burkholder, setting it forward. IHA content with just playing it long. Shabe will drop kick this one. Maiella Playing it forward, Piscitelli. Good defensive work again. Anytime that number 5 in white has it, IHA has about 2 or 3 navy-clad defenders all around her. There's no chance to even look up and try to see where the defense is coming from. Eight minutes left to go. And Rondon has been aggressive, coming out of her net to play down the angles, short-circuit any scoring opportunities and buildups. Sophia Bertino, the senior, one of the captains for IHA. As they send it long to the far side, Abella's going to get underneath this one, just outside the box. IHA looking for the insurance goal. Abella still on top of the ball. Draws the defense to her, tries a centering ball. It had a player lurking out in front. IHA subsequently can't track it down to the near side. But a great build-up there by Abella. Having a teammate out in front. It looked like it was Marino. Those were the 2 goal scorers here today for Immaculate Heart Academy. Looking for that finishing touch. Pingry still alive, though, with 7 minutes left to go. Big Blue down by 1. Centering ball, top of the box, deflected away. Rondon calling for it, and again, she'll smother it. Great communication with her back line to make sure there was 1, no collision, and 2, that there was no hesitation whatsoever, especially with Sydney Ellsworth back in the game and being a big threat in front. Knocked out of bounds to the near side. As we're closing in the final 6 minutes left to go in regulation, a little bit of rain starting to come down here, little sun showers. Knocked up in the air for Ellsworth. As McNeil trying to get to it. Played along to the near side. Again, IHA just can't turn the corner and get it out of its own ends. Pingry still with the possession. Played diagonally to the far side. Again, with some raindrops starting to come down here in Bergen County. What type of ending is on the horizon in this sectional final? And non-public A North goes out of bounds to the near side. Substitution about to be made by Immaculate Heart Academy. As now the wind starting to play with the rain and bringing it down. So we're kind of feeling every type of elements. It's almost even like a hail. But it's not too cold enough that or snow just yet. As it goes out of bounds to the near side. 4:45 and counting left to go. Big collision ensues. 2 players down. 1 for each side. And it looks like both players able to pop up to their feet. They are okay. Campagna and Newayhead each knocked into one another. And now the referee also talking things over with both of those players because I think they've been physical with one another all game long. Newayhead kind of stepped over Campagna there at the end too. She was definitely not going to help her up. I think the referee again wants to avoid anything here near the end of this game that would mar this one. 2-1 lead for IHA. 4:03. I think they're trying to put some time officially back on the clock to make sure that everything is okay. Referee is trying to get things sorted out with the people that are in charge of the scoreboard clock here at IHA. Patience is a virtue, and parents don't have that, especially when their kids are in this game. So I think they're trying to count it down right now and get it sorted out. I think it might have been 4:38 is where they were trying to go with this. They'll officially restart play with 4:39 left to go. Again, with the rain starting to come down here at IHA. Abella getting a boot on it. Abella forcing the pressure in the back line. Royster trying to send it long for Pingry. IHA stubbornly defending here, trying to salt away a win at home. And Pingry will be called for the foul, and the hook there to the disagreement of the Big Blue fans that have made the trip here to Bergen County. A foul whistled against Pingry, trying to get around that defender. It looks like Rabimbas was the one who got the whistle called against her. So it's going to be a free kick here for Rondon. IHA trying to send it forward. Again, outside of one clear opportunity that went off the woodwork. IHA has not really been doing anything offensively, and that time the call goes the way of Madison Abella. If anything, that will allow some more precious time to tick off, even if IHA doesn't produce anything of note here offensively. Abella has bought her team maybe a good 20 seconds or so. Abella will play it to the far side. Clock is on the side of Immaculate Heart Academy. IHA tried to keep it in bounds, but it goes out of bounds to the far side. Under 3 minutes left to go in regulation. 2-1 lead for IHA, trying to defeat Pingry by the identical 2-1 score that they did a season ago in the playoffs. And punch their ticket back to play in the non-public A state final. Possibly with a rematch looming against Paul VI. Aiello is trying to get to it. Pingry has that one deflected. Carolan was the one who was trying to get to it for IHA. Another whistle goes the way of IHA. With under 2:20 and counting left to go here in regulation. Free kick upcoming for the Blue Eagles. Again, as they're going to be taking their time. They're in no rush here. They want to do a little time wasting. Burn off some extra seconds that they can. Under 2 minutes left to go. IHA sending that one to the near side. Knocked out of bounds. That'll be possession here for IHA again. More time ticking off. 1:50 and counting left to go in the second half. IHA has never trailed in this one. Pingry has fought valiantly. Do they have one last rush up the field left in them? Pinballs around, deflected off of a Pingry defender. IHA slowly but surely finding their way to the finish line. 1:25 left to go. Again, IHA is going to be trying to go for the corner flag here and waste some time. Bertino getting double teamed, knocked out of bounds. Last touch off of Pingry. As we close in on the final 60 seconds of regulation. Immaculate Heart Academy trying to procure their 4th sectional title in the last 5 seasons. Again, into the corner it goes, out of bounds. Last touch off of IHA. Here's the dash up the field by Pingry. McNeil settles it down to the near side. Under 50 seconds left to go. Pingry desperately looking for a chance at an equalizer. 40 seconds left. Long ball on the far side, and it just went a little too far. Had an opportunity, Pingry did, with the defender right behind it. But again, the ball just took one long carom off of the turf. And now that sets up Rondon. She's going to take her time, getting it right back in the course of play. 20 seconds left to go here in regulation. Maybe one last gasp here for Pingry. Deflected near the midfield. IHA with a contact in the midfield. 10 seconds left to go. Pingry's got a hope here. They sent it long, looking for Ellsworth. That'll roll its way out of bounds, and IHA will once again win the non-public A North Sectional Championship by a final score of 2-1. And the IHA students join their classmates in their celebration on their home field. IHA wins the sectional championship and will advance to play in Sunday's non-public A state championship, which will be IHA's 17th career appearance in a girls' soccer state final. Pingry finishes up their 2025 campaign 13-6 overall in a hard-fought match here, just like last year's, a 2-1 finish in favor of the Blue Eagles. And IHA with a win will improve to 17-4-1 on the season, and will await to find out who will be their final opponent of 2025 in Sunday's non-public final at Franklin High School. Again, times to be determined for all of those state finals, but just know this, you'll be able to watch the coverage live and on demand of the non-public soccer finals here on NJ.com/watch. So congratulations to Immaculate Heart Academy again, your non-public A North Sectional champions by a final score of 2-1 here at home against Pingry. For my cameraman and producer Josh Noble, I'm Dan Long saying so long, and thanks for watching soccer championship action here on NJ.com. We'll see you on Sunday.